Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7. Live on hot7025fm.com.
Two and three. And look at us. Hello.
Happy Thursday.
Okay, I can hear you now. Sounds
hear me
better.
now?
Sounds much better. Hello. Welcome to Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
It's another episode of Let's Get It Together on Hot 702.5 FM. And how we're looking and living, everybody. Welcome.
Yay.
Jezzi and Jnine right here. Oh, Ken is front center. I love it. Come on in the room. Ain't that what they say? Come in the room.
Right.
How are you today?
I'm glad to be back in the studio. Glad to be back in the studio.
In the house.
Right?
Absolutely.
It's been a while. I think I was gone for well over a month, right?
It feels a little, yeah, I can feel your absence.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice to have you next to me. I can turn
I know,
over and
you
look. You know
right?
what I'm saying? Like, otherwise, I'm directed at the screen, and it feels, the energy feels a lot better.
Yay.
Now that you are here.
I'm glad to be back stationary. I'm going to be stationary for a minute. Yay.
All right. Okay. Well, it is December 15th, and we have entered into our 7th month.
Wow.
With Let's Get It Together.
Wow. 7 months, y'all. 7 months, y'all.
Still getting it together.
Hi, Mom.
Yes, Miss Irene.
Hello, Mama. Hi, Ken.
We are still working on ourselves. We're a work in progress.
Yes,
and
we are.
We're doing all right.
Yeah, we are.
We're doing all right. We got a game plan for you guys.
Yes.
Well, for us and for you guys, we're going to be doing a little changes and making sure we get it together.
Right. Get it together. Yeah, that's where we're going. That's exactly where we're going.
That's where we're going.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the upgrade. I'm calling it an upgrade.
It'll be an upgrade. So it's December. It's the end of the year. Is there anything in particular that that you want to talk about personally? And then, what do you want to give our listeners and stuff today?
Personally?
Because we wrapping it up, honey. It is the 15th day of December.
I know. This winter season has been a lot. It's hot, kind of heavy. But, here we are and doing our best to maintain and stay afloat as all we can do. Trying to find our joy in the small things, because some of this big stuff, man.
It's hard to swallow.
So trying to find the joy in the small stuff. And, I'm doing okay with it. Okay. I do okay in the house.
All right. We treading water in the house.
I do okay in the house. Shoot, it's $200 outside. I don't even want to go outside. It's $200 every time you step out your door.
Listen, I already went to the gas station. That was $50. Okay? $50 to leave my house.
Just to leave the house.
To put an adequate amount of gas in the tank so I can move around a little bit. Man. Then I'm hungry. Somebody talking about a new restaurant, soul food restaurant in the house. We are, so now I'm already into $75 easy.
See? And you just left the house.
And ain't even close to home. How much can I divert between home and now?
Outside costs $200, y'all. Period.
Hello, everyone. Ikari says she is sending healing energy as positive vibrations to everyone. This season is a tough one.
Yes, thank you.
We appreciate that. We need to, matter of fact, we can take a moment to pause.
Yes.
All the listeners, everybody watching right now, take a moment. Just take a quick moment to pause. Breathe in and out. Center yourself. Focus on the moment, because all we have is an accumulation of moments. And I like to be very present in the ones that I'm in as much as I can.
Right.
So that I'm effective and attentive. So, yes, the love and vibration is definitely going out.
How you doing?
I'm here, which is a huge step in facing the world when you don't want to.
Yeah.
Because I could easily bury myself for the next 15 days to my mom's birthday, because she is going to insist that I pull myself together for her birthday, honey. Capricorns play no games.
Play no games about they stuff.
About their recognition.
Either they in complete hibernation and just want to step away from the world, or they like, what you doing? What you doing for me?
And my mom is, what are we doing? So it's important for me to, I appreciate that she has a birthday coming up December 30th. My mom will be 78.
Maybe.
Yeah. I don't really keep up. But we will take some time to celebrate. So I have to turn off my inner wanting to go inside myself and go in the house and feel slightly depressed.
That inner need to want to hibernate?
Yeah. See, for me, I'm a feeler. So people would say, well, why are you feeling that way and you're not going through it per se? And it's called empathy, right?
Okay.
And I'm a deep feeler. So I don't just, have to be in someone's presence to feel their pain or to feel their discouragement. And then I'm already feeling a little low. Because 11 years, I'm still dealing with some of the circumstances behind my dad and peeling back those layers of onions so that I can live freely. Didn't know it bothered me until it bothered me. But that being said, I'm okay. I cannot fully complain. There's a lot going on around me and around us. But right now, I'm about getting it together.
Okay.
I am really focused on the emphasis of getting our shit together.
Hey, Mom. So,
now that we've cleared the air and everybody's okay, we're all still breathing. We're
above ground.
We're
above ground.
We're on
the right side of the dirt.
We can make a decision to to do it a little differently.
Right.
So we can get a different outcome.
Right.
And we won't be looking at the same circumstances this time next year.
Are you making resolutions? Do you do that? Do you subscribe to that thought process?
I don't. I never have either. And it wasn't anything wrong with it.
Right.
I just could never muster up what I thought I needed to do for the year in this sequence of the end of the year.
Right.
My shit is ongoing. Life does not allow me to just say, okay, in 2023, 15 days from now, I want to. No, the gym was calling me 3 weeks ago, so I can't talk about that.
Right.
So I've never really subscribed to the resolution thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or like put it out there, but I do like vision boards.
Right. I do like those. I do. I'm glad I do. I've had the same one for 2 years, so I guess it's time to upgrade.
Okay.
Well, I don't know, because I haven't accomplished the stuff on the one I did previously, so I don't know. I'm going to see what I can. That's probably why it's still sitting up looking at me.
It could be. But maybe you need a change of scenery, and you'd be surprised that there were things you did accomplish. Once you start peeling back some magazines and some statements and things like that, you'll be, oh, maybe I did do this, or my vision has changed. I'm no longer interested in what was on the wall 2 years ago. So,
Mama says she's right. She's 70, turning 78 and moving on up.
Okay.
All right, Mom.
Moving on up.
Mama Wells.
East side. Right.
She in birthday season for real.
And we're going to kick it off. I got some things planned, Mom. Even though I got a lot going on, we have to pause for the important things. We have to tell people we love them. We have to give them their flowers.
Give you your flowers.
And the blessings are in that.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So, how do you feel about resolutions? Or how
I actually I don't subscribe
think so
to
either.
them.
I don't think you and I sat around going, girl, my resolution for 2023 is. We've never done that in 40 years.
I've never done that. I just, because either I'm going to do it, either whenever it comes up, or I'm not, pretty much. Or if I tell myself I'm going to do it, at some point I'm going to muster up the energy to do it. Or
2 years later, but it don't
procrastinate, and, then I'll be looking at the same stuff I was looking at the year before. And unfortunately, and what the only thing I want to do more of is journaling, like, documenting my days and my nights and how I feel, to see where I've come from along the way. Because I've been doing that for a couple of years now. I don't do it daily, but I do it.
Okay.
And so I have looked back on some of the stuff that I've written, and I'm like, wow, girl.
Pretty profound, huh?
Yeah, I was like, you was deep. You was in the spirits when you wrote that.
That's funny. So off top, anything that I'd like to do a little different is obviously going to be in the area of finance, because
Lord have mercy.
Too much money slips through my hands, and it's not purposed and focused. So I am going to I'm going to buckle down and toughen up a little bit. So I'm going to, I've got a plan, and I've got some people in place that are actually going to help me out.
Okay.
Because a girl needs some help.
Understood.
I'm free. I'm a free spirit, and so I'm very spontaneous. So
that's the air.
I need the money to match my motivation and my movement. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I shouldn't have to question anything that I do financially in terms of what I feel good about and things that I want to do.
Yep, that's the air in us, though, I believe, because I have that same issue. Money, I will get it and be like, "Ooh, I'm good," and I will do this false projection of how long I think it'll carry me, and then life happens.
Right.
So I understand that completely.
I am going to budget. It's something that I have a difficult time doing, so I'm going to challenge my difficulties, and starting now, to challenge myself to budget, which means looking at my bank statements and looking at my spending habits and looking at the things that I do too much of and not enough of. So that's kind of my thing for 2023, I guess.
Because I know, I told a girlfriend of mine, I was like, I have to discipline myself, because no matter what you do, if I have to take on a job, that's going to require discipline in order for me to get to know the job, for me to do the job, in order to get some financial gain from it, to do a job. It's going to require discipline. It requires discipline to do anything you want to do and be half-assed successful at it. It's going to require a level of discipline, even money. It might hurt to save now, but the payoff in the end is going to be worth it, because you got a savings account. You might have sacrificed a few coffees, a few dinners, a few outings, a few trips to the casino, anything. But it's
I like
worth
the discipline. I like that word. I think I'll carry that with me. I mean, it's a simple but very complicated word.
Complicated, profound,
in terms of application.
Necessary.
Yes, right.
And necessary.
So we're going to talk a little bit about our little foods. We the foodies.
We the foodies.
And I'm looking to you to kind of start us off. I'm going to talk in the latter half a little bit about labeling. Before we took our hiatus, we talked about chicken. And before we talked about the chicken, we talked about beef. And we thought it important to talk about those poultry and our steaks and things, because people don't know what they're looking at when they look at labels. They don't necessarily know what fat content, and it's important to know how our chicken and our cows and if people who are still eating that, because I'm working my way away from it, how that affects your food choices. But I want to know, before we go there, what's on your plate?
Well, for me, I just was looking because, we're at the end of 2022 and a lot of places do these these year-end wrap-ups to see what the trends were for the year. And just a couple of them I looked up. Nothing major, but nothing minor. People like Grubhub did a wrap-up of the top 10 things that people ordered the most for the year 2022.
What that look like?
Burritos and burrito bowls is number one. They love their Chipotle.
That's why Chipotle made the news.
Yes, they love
their profits like triple, quadrupled, and they raised their prices. So their profit margin between them.
They're number one on the list.
I'll be damned.
Yeah,
they like them burrito bowls.
They love.
They're not bad. I'm not. I
mad at them too. Shoot, don't be bad. Because when I was trying to be disciplined and work out, and I had a trainer at a point, so I would go and get the burrito bowl without meat and have them add all the veggies and everything, and it tasted just as good with the peppers and the rice and beans and all the toppings and stuff like that without meat. So I didn't even need meat for my burrito bowl, and it was popping. So
all right,
and you get guacamole for free if you get a veggie bowl, so that's always a bonus for me.
Yeah, because that's extra. And extra.
Extra, a couple dollars. And it's just the normal stuff: pizza, cheeseburgers, cheese pizza, pad thai. I'm really a fan of pad thai.
Okay.
I love Thai. I love me some Thai food.
I do like Thai food. I wouldn't have thought that made the list, but
yes, it did. It's number 4 on the list.
Nice.
People love their Thai food. Chicken quesadillas, California rolls, and fried chicken sandwiches.
Y'all still fooling with Popeyes, huh? Yeah, okay. Listen, if you guys want to engage and talk with us a little bit, be sure to call us at 702-551-5261. Let's talk about any resolutions you may have. We can talk about what your food choices are and anything that you plan on doing for the holidays, for Christmas.
Yeah.
What else is trending?
Another list is people love watching food, and that's my thing. I love to watch
the food networks
stuff,
and the food.
The food networks, and even on TikTok.
Right. It's going down on TikTok.
I don't know if any of you subscribe, but TikTok be doing some stuff. They be having nonsense on there, but then they'll have some good stuff on there as well.
Yes.
And
you better get it in quick because, they're trying to pass a bill to make sure you can't utilize TikTok no more.
They still on that? I know Trump started it.
They have
but they still on it? Oh,
they
wow.
They are. They're still on it.
Well, TikTok is, in all honesty, a very heavy highway for information.
It is.
And
it's probably, in my opinion, the most algorithm moved.
It absolutely
because it seems to move a little faster in terms of
absolutely.
I don't know how it picks up your likes. It picks it up faster than it does some of the meta.
Yeah, I don't know how it does it either, but I think if you watch a video, from my understanding, if you're watching something and you watch it all the way through, TikTok has already determined this is something of interest to you.
Okay.
So they're going to show you more of what you watched all the way through. And if you only watched a few seconds of a video that may be 60 seconds, you may see a little bit of that.
Okay.
But the stuff that you pay attention to is what they're going to show you. Because I be ending up on all kind of little TikTok algorithms. And they'll be like, hey, spiritual TikTok. Hey, Christian TikTok. Hey, black TikTok. And I'm like, how I get here? I want to see some other stuff.
How did I get here?
I want to see some travel TikTok. So then you got to go look for it. And then if you pay attention to it, then you'll start seeing it more in your algorithm.
Okay. I'm all over the place.
So you see a little everything?
I see a little bit of everything and high on the travel.
High on the travel. Yeah. So if you like to watch those travel videos, you're probably going to see quite a bit of them.
So with the foodie, what's a wrap up or a year end trend?
Well, I've noticed that. So they say like TikTok gave a breakdown of what gets the most views of food on their channel or their social site, and Cloud Bread, have you ever heard of that? Is number one with 3.4
tell the listeners
billion
what
views.
the heck is Cloud?
I can't tell you what Cloud Bread is.
Oh,
I
Google
have
it.
no idea what Cloud Bread is. And baked oats, OAT, baked oats. People like to watch people bake oats.
Well, I think I need to be baking my own oats because, Connie, when I break open them oatmeal packets and stuff,
it'd be all kind of stuff in them.
I am so concerned. I be scooping shit out and putting it in the sink and rinsing it off. I'm like, that looks like bugs.
Yeah, right.
And you can't quite tell because it's oats. You know what I mean?
It's oats. It's oats.
So I might need to be baking me some oats.
Absolutely.
So Cloud Bread is viral on TikTok. You're absolutely right. It's made from 3 ingredients: egg whites, sugar, and cornstarch. It sounds horrible.
What?
The egg whites are make up the majority of the recipe.
Because they rise and they fluff up. Egg whites, when you whip them, they rise and they fluff up. So that would make sense that it could turn into bread. But sugar and what? And cornstarch? Ugh. Yeah, I'd have to see that. I don't know. I'd have to see that.
I'd have to try it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind trying it. So Mom said you are more than all right now, and your circumstances will change as your seasons of blessings continue and you grow. Just know you are loved and needed. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Aloha, Paul. Thanks for joining us. And, of course, Mr. Santa, baby, showed us how to make the cloud bread recipe. Yeah, that's what I just pulled up. I'm not interested.
Yeah, that don't sound good to me. It really doesn't.
So what's this other board thing that...
So charcuterie boards is number 3, to be expected. We love our charcuterie boards.
Yeah, it's a nice spread.
Bar. It's a nice little spread. But there's another board. It's called the butter boards, where they spread out either butters, flavored butters, cheeses, not hard cheeses like on the charcuterie board, but like spreadable cheeses, peanut butters, stuff like that.
And
they make it all pretty and give you crackers or bread pieces to go with them, and that's served like a charcuterie board.
I'm not a fan of peanut butter, but I guess if you spread it and made it pretty, I'd dip some
something in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so butter boards are popular too. So I guess for the holiday that maybe people might want to switch it up a little bit, because everybody don't want to eat heavy. And that pink sauce is number 7. Have you heard of pink sauce?
And I heard the controversy, but she seemed to have risen out of the...
Well, she did because she sold her recipe, and now they've changed the color and made it all FDA approved now and everything. That girl made a killing.
Yeah.
So she didn't think she needed FDA approval, and they was like, honey, you're wrong.
Yeah, she was like, that's not my intention.
However, she turned around and made a killing off of it. So, girl, kudos to you.
Yeah, for real.
Kudos to you.
For real.
So, yeah, those are just a couple of them that stood out to me that I wanted to bring to the table because, we different out here. And people be coming up with all kind of stuff.
Very creative. Let me tell you something. If they had social media when we was coming up and in our early... Girl...
No.
We would have broke the internet easily.
No.
So, talking about these labeling, and we were just kind of recapping on talking about the chicken and talking these new the breeders and the layers. Like we have real issues when it comes to how they are growing these chickens and then calling them organic, things like that. Labeling. I want to talk real quick about labeling. I think it's important. We have always emphasized the importance of food in relation to your health, physically and mentally. We've always emphasized fasting, water, exercise, some of the basic things you don't even have to pay for.
Right.
That we don't do enough of.
Right.
And so we're trying to educate you as often as we can when it comes to the things you put in your body, because that's what comes out of your body. And recently, the FDA has changed their guidelines on what is going to be considered healthy.
Oh, okay.
And I guess it has its pros and cons, but it's all about the labeling. So the information that we provide here on Let's Get It Together is essential to a better understanding of foods as it pertains to your overall health, your quality of life, and the choices that you make. So they did this new criteria on determining whether food can be labeled as healthy, and this revision hasn't happened since 1994.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So the FDA has allowed people to just do all kind of rampant, wild shit until we bring it up to the forefront and say, no, this isn't what it is.
Right.
Or a lawsuit transpires.
Right.
And we got some lady doing a lawsuit on that instant macaroni and cheese.
I think I seen something
Girl,
about that. Yeah,
I want
think
in.
I see something about the lawsuit. I think it was something along the lines of the time it takes to make it. It's not true. It's not. It's a lie.
So lawsuits bring up a lot of these things to the surface, and then they force the FDA and the U.S., the Food and Drug Administration to make these changes. And so what they've done is right now, all fruit and vegetable can be labeled healthy.
Okay, makes sense.
It makes sense.
It should be.
However, it does not allow for how it was grown.
Right. That's how you got to know your numbers and your barcodes on that fruit. If I am not mistaken, the 4-digit numbers, the stuff that starts with a 4 is the genetically modified or grown some kind of way. That's not, I think they use pesticides. Okay. And if it's the 9, if it starts with a 9, those are more organically grown.
Yeah. And I think the growers demand probably that separation because what's going to separate me. But for now, all fruit and vegetables can be labeled as healthy. And so the reason for other products, they have to limit the sugar, the sodium, and the saturated fat before they can call it labeled. So it has to be under a certain whatever that
before they can call it healthy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense, too, because this
lower that shit. Like, why are you putting so much sodium in a lot of this stuff?
Yeah.
Come on now. Yeah. And so it must contain enough of the food groups. If it's not fruit and vegetables, the grains and proteins and dairy have to contain enough of the food group requirements to reach that healthy level. So the goal, supposedly, of the FDA, and I quote, is to indicate that a food's level of nutrients may help consumers maintain healthy dietary practices by helping them achieve a total diet that conforms to dietary recommendations. Okay. So that triangle we learned about in school, about the portions and how much service you should have. It's the food pyramid that they're referring to. And so you could have two of the same products on the shelf. And one will have a bright, healthy sticker, and the other may not. Mm-hmm. And same price. Right. The idea is that the parent, the mother, the person shopping, the consumer is going to choose the one with the labeling with the loud, colorful, healthy stamp on it. Right. And that's what they're trying to do. So they're trying to raise the bar so that people are more attracted to the more healthier items. Okay. But that's neither here nor there because we know that a lot of the food manufacturers like to play on words.
Yeah, they do play on words. That means you still, when it say healthy on the front, turn that label, turn that can around, turn that package around, and really look at the ingredients.
That's right.
And then I think I sent you this thing where the guy was like, if it has more than 5 things in it, honey, you
reconsider
even purchasing it if it has more than 5 ingredients on the label. And you'd be surprised if one of some of that canned food
for preservation, for color, for all these other things. So you're looking for added ingredients on top of an ingredient that's already possibly risky. So added fats, oils, and sweets when they add additional, you got to really look for that. They're adding these saturated fats and extra sweets. And so I thought, I'm like, so what's the food pyramid look like now? Because I hadn't looked at it since I got out of school, and it has changed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it has changed.
Right?
I think it absolutely has. I think the fruit and vegetable thing got bigger.
It is.
And then
it's
grains,
3 to 5 servings. Mm-hmm.
I think that got smaller. And I think, did the meat portion get a little smaller too? And the dairy.
It got, and the bread and cereal and rice and pasta got larger.
Mm-hmm.
So their recommendation is vegetables 3 to 5 servings, meat and poultry, fish, dry beans, eggs, and my favorite, the nuts.
Oh, Lord,
that is, that's 2 to 3 servings is what they're saying you should be having.
Of
your
nuts?
fruit, mm-hmm.
Nuts?
No,
and grains?
it's meat, poultry, fish, dry beans, eggs, and my favorite, nuts.
Okay.
I like them in pairs.
We ain't doing cloud bread, Ken. Calm down. We are not doing cloud bread.
It only has 3 ingredients.
But they all sound crazy except
Sounds
for the
fluffy.
egg whites. Except for the egg
So,
whites.
you know, in the Filipino community, I used to make that bambika bread.
Girl,
There was
and
5
I
items.
love that stuff to pieces.
Anybody want to make the bambika bread? I believe
Can you,
it is.
spit out the recipe because I sure would like.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe it's 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of Bisquick, 5 eggs, a cup of butter, and as much cream cheese as you want.
Ooh, that is.
And so you mix all the ingredients together except the cream cheese,
cholesterol.
and you pour it in a pan. This shit is fire.
It's fire though. I ain't gonna lie.
You just got to eat it eat it sparingly. And then you cut up the cream cheese on top of that mixture, and then it bakes in, and so the cream cheese is like all in through it, and it's not overbearing unless you make it overbearing. I just use one cube of the what am I talking about? Not sour cream. The cream cheese.
The cream cheese.
Yeah. So it makes for a great dessert.
Yes.
It is a great dessert. You can even make it like if you want to make it like with your greens.
Girl, you had me making that bread all the damn time till I burnt out and realized that I'm about to clog an artery with this.
It's a lot when you think about it.
All the time. No, it was so good.
It is good.
Oh my! And then sugar on top or something. Where's the sugar? Did you add extra sugar?
And then you sprinkle the sugar on top.
Sprinkle sugar. Girl.
Yeah, because and then it kind of crystallizes.
Yeah,
it's a very delicious dish.
Yeah,
thanks to my Filipino
sisters. Y'all gets down.
Gets down. So that was really what I had. I wanted to make sure that that everybody, I'm not saying run around look at the labels because I don't necessarily look at labels, but I know what's good for me. And if you're trying to get away from the meats, which we should really consider until something changes in terms of knowing what you're getting when it's modified.
Right.
Because right now you don't know, and they're not required to tell you that they have, modified and mixed breeds of different animals and it's just too much.
How they raising those animals, how they're treating those animals, and everything, and before it hits the supermarket and then hits your table.
It's funny. I did a joke the other day, and I was saying, BBLs have been around a long time. They didn't just start with us. Everybody was like, "What? What's she talking about?" I was like, "Yeah, look at your chickens. They got big breasts and butts." Like.
Oh, that's
too
funny.
much. Sorry, too much.
Too much.
Sorry, too much.
It's true. If your chicken looks like that, I would suggest you put it back. I don't like chicken that even remotely looks overly big. Didn't you talked about that with lip lock?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, we did.
I can't sit still.
We talked about that. It is. So I made chicken marsala the other night.
Okay.
Wonderful dish.
Yeah. It's delicious.
And when I went to the grocery store, I went to Sprouts looking specifically for The no preservatives, the no hormones, and the thinly sliced.
Okay.
It's the only way I can eat it now. Mm-hmm. Those breasts are too big. They're too hard to cook. They don't come out right. It's just too much going on. And I can't do it. Because then if I'm stuck to break them breasts down.
Yeah.
And I don't want to touch the chicken like that.
Yeah.
Chicken
you
is
put damn near gloves on cooking chicken.
No, you do.
Or chicken.
You do.
And
and you need to isolate the area that you're cooking the chicken in. Yeah. That poultry is a real tough. That chicken is a real deal, man. You can touch pork and beef in a whole different way and not have that same cross-contamination that you would have with that chicken. It's something about it, and it's not just the way it's killed and bred. It's just in that makeup of that kind of poultry. It's just it's sensitive.
I had a previous coworker that she bought chickens every year. Maybe twice a year she would go buy little chicks, raise them, get their eggs, and she'd cook them. Because if she didn't kill her meat, she wasn't eating it. If she was not the one that killed her meat, she wouldn't eat it. And she'd go hunting
better than me
every year to get her own meat and take it to is it the taxidermist? Or where they take it to
get it all cleaned out,
and then she would pack up her meat and freeze it for the year, and it would last.
Sure, it would.
It's fresh.
And she snuck up on it.
Yeah,
she didn't scare it. You know what I'm saying?
Scared to death. She snuck up on it. She really did.
So listen, future husband, I'm gonna need you to be able to go out and hunt and bring that back.
A real hunter.
Because that's how my grandfather did. Listen, my grandfather went. I saw a video the other day of this girl picking up a coon. She's like, "Grandma, what is this?" She was like, "It's coon." Yeah, my grandmother would never tell us that it was coon, but we knew it was a different taste to it.
Coon, raccoon.
As raccoon.
Okay.
Girl, don't put the rack in it. Just call it coon.
Okay.
Just call it coon. But coons were different. They weren't these city coons back then.
Yeah, those city coons.
They weren't the ones. These was the ones you had to go hunt out in. They didn't come in. They didn't come in the house
like the one that came and attacked my dog. sent him to the vet, but he was sure trying to protect his territory. Y'all mama. She tried to creep up on Chip.
So 702-551-5261. You're welcome to call in and join the conversation with Jnine
and Jezzi, please.
Let's get it together on Hot 702.5 FM. We are so glad to be in front of you guys again. I didn't even necessarily prepare myself today because I was just so excited to come back into the studio, have you back present in the studio, and just to bring a word because for the next few minutes, we're just going to talk about wrapping your head around what's going on around us, because we got this tool, this internet tool, with all these different sites, providing all this different information, letting us know who passed away and who's doing this and who's doing that, and how you wrap your head around some of this information, weed it out, so that you're not overwhelmed and fighting anxiety and waking up and going to bed with a stressful mindset. In a crowded supermarket, that's about as far as we felt go. Listen, I got to tell you a story. Let me tell you something about this hunt in the supermarket. So I'm talking to this lady. And she was talking about how she had sent her friend to the grocery store. She needed him to just go get her some chicken breasts, as a matter of fact, right? Hilarious. So she tells her guy friend, go to the store. Ken, this is directed directly to you. She tells her friend to go to the grocery store. And she's like, I want to make this dish, and I'm going to need you to go and get me a package of chicken breasts. Well, it sent him in a frizzy. He kept calling her saying, well, I see this and I see that. And do you want it frozen and do you want it fresh? And I can't seem to figure it out. You're stressing me out. It's stressing me out. He was having a hard time trying to sort through all those different packages of meat or chicken that she might have wanted. Can I tell you, this lady says she jumped in her car, drove to, the store that he was at, snatched the chicken breast out of his hand, went to the register and paid for it, went to her car, and that Negro was still standing in the store with his mouth wide open. Like, no, you didn't just do that. Yes, she did. She said she was so pissed off. She had a dish she needed to make, and he was making it complicated. I can't do this. I can't do this. So talk about hunting in a crowded supermarket. Don't lose your cool.
Right. You mean sometimes y'all be them deer in headlights in the
then you grab stuff we didn't ask for.
Right.
I didn't ask for that. So, yeah, okay.
That was for you, Ken.
How do we stay sane? How do we weed out and take the meat from the bone? From all of the stuff that we're going through, we know that mental health is at an all-time high in terms of people trying to balance this thing, lower their anxiety level, and just focus on the moments at hand. And it's difficult. So I'm in the gym. I personally feel that if I were not working out these last 4 weeks, that my perspective would probably be a little different, because I would not have as much energy to attack and address what's happening right now in my life.
Okay.
So between the gym and fasting, once again, today I fasted again. Y'all know, I don't have to keep telling you. I didn't eat anything today. My skin is radiant. My energy level is at an all-time high. And I don't feel like I even need to go out and eat this food. I just want to try it so we can actually say that we've had this restaurant, because it's pretty, everybody's speaking very highly of it.
Okay.
But it helps, because I don't feel that I'm weighted down. And sometimes when you overeat, you want to sleep. Sleep then breeds, you got to be careful of how much sleep you get and what drives you to go to sleep.
Right.
Because then you're touching on stuff like depression and not wanting to face the world and isolation and those things. So what are some of the tools that you take in to just get through your everyday, get through this season, get through this, what is people are calling a dark time? And we are moving towards recession. One would say we're already there. One would say we're already there. Right. However, the expectation is, and I'm not trying to be a doomer, I'm not. We're here to provide information and information only. The expectation is 2023, a lot of layoffs. So we think we're in one now. A lot of layoffs, and they're going to start with a lot of black people, because we're always the frontliners. And there are a lot of non-blacks in executive positions, and they're going to look out for themselves. That's typical.
Yeah.
So the expectation is that people should be paying off credit cards. People should be focusing on not just Christmas, but your future, saving money, curbing your enthusiasm for expenditures, large expenditures and things like that. So if we can't grip what we got going on now with gas and food choices and housing, how are we going to get past some of the other detrimental things that professors and what do you call those people who
financial experts
are predicting? Right? So we just want to be able to provide tools. We're not trying to do doomsday by any means, but we want to provide tools as best we can with the platform that we have. So question to you.
Question to me is, how do
you process? Are there any rituals?
Absolutely.
What's your thought?
Absolutely. Yeah. I have to, because I got to wrap my head around everything every day. So it always starts the moment I become conscious in the morning. I don't even open my eyes, but I know I'm conscious. So I will take that time to try to affirm some things to myself with positive affirmations, prayers, even try to slip back into a meditative state before I completely open my eyes and start looking around, looking for my water so I can, do whatever it is I need to do to shake it off. That's the main thing I do every day, like clockwork, and I do it at night too. That's how I start my day, and that's how I end my night every day, and it helps me stay grounded. And then when I open my eyes, if I'm still stressed out about something or something still weighs heavily on me, I try to find a way to either address it by making a phone call, writing a message, or just looking for positive things to back up positive information. And that's why I tend to daily post these things about what to expect, the daily vibe checks and that stuff like that. That's for me. That's to help me stay in a good headspace to look at and say, oh, okay. And then I'll share it thinking, someone else may want to look at this.
And they do.
To help them start their day. And I take my dog for a walk. I got to take him out every day. And I promise you, every day when I take that dog out, my baby Chip has been a godsend because he gets me up and out.
I would recommend for the people who are could be suffering from some anxiety or suffering from depression, get an animal.
Get an animal. Get you a cat. Get you a dog.
You can adopt them.
Yes,
that way
you
may not have a permanent, if it doesn't work out for you, then maybe you can, but you can save an animal and save your sanity.
Yes, you can.
With animals, honey, especially dogs. I'm not a cat fan, but I know people who, it doesn't matter the animal. It's someone to care for.
It absolutely is.
Someone who depends and loves you unconditionally.
Yes.
In the pets. So,
and they will snuggle up and they will stay close to you, especially
and they're excited when you come home.
Man.
They've been missing you. So, get yourself a pet. That's an idea.
I could be gone for 30 minutes. Chip gonna act like I've been gone all day, and I can go. Well, I just ran to the store.
Love. They are so eager to see you.
That's good. You back already? But yeah, he gets me outside, so then I can get some fresh air, which is also helpful. And then I'm walking with him.
Yes.
So that adds another layer of it. So, I try to do the same thing.
You can face the day.
Yeah. And it's because I have to do it every day. And it's a necessity every single solitary day. And if I lay in the bed too long, he gets up and he's looking at me like, what you doing?
Right. It's time.
Let's go.
If
you don't get up, we're going to have a problem. So I'm getting up. And look at me. Look what I tried to do. So I got some grass and put it out on my patio thinking, if I don't feel like getting up, he'll just go use the grass out on the patio. He looked at that grass. He was like, I ain't fooling with you.
I want real grass. Nobody want no artificial turf.
He will not. He won't touch that artificial stuff. So I'm left no choice to get up and tend to it. You know what I mean? And
that's the beauty of it. Mm-hmm. That is the beauty of having pets is being able to, they're not going to allow you to just mistreat them. Okay. They're going to demand that you. Some
level of care and concern for them.
And a lot of that is fresh air.
Right. And it's for you too.
Outdoors. It's for you.
Don't play. It's for me too. And, I try to make better decisions about the food that I eat. Too, like even what I eat for breakfast, if I notice that it's just a lot of carbs and stuff, sometimes I'd be like, this is just too many carbs on your plate. You need something
when
different.
you feel in a certain type of way, to all the listeners and everybody that has joined us, when you're feeling some kind of way, you feel weighted down, maybe you feel bloated, maybe you feel anxious and all those other things that lead to our mental health maintenance. Look at what you're eating.
Right.
Watch your alcohol intake.
Right.
Don't drink too much and expect, because alcohol is a depressant.
Yes, it is.
That's why when I hit the bar the other day, I was like, somebody gonna join me. So, and then there's herbs. If you indulge in the 420 family, find your comfort level. Because there are healing properties in the CBD and the THC, okay?
Yeah, sometimes
don't
you
be
don't
afraid
need
of
the
it.
THC. You can just do the CBD and it could do some anti-anxiety. And you won't get the high, but you're still getting the medicinal benefits of the plant itself, because there are definite medicinal benefits to it. You may not want to get high, so then just do the CBD portion of it. Right. And there are places everywhere now that just sell the CBD, the medicated.
And there's sites you can go to find out if that CBD is really of the right content.
Right.
So they have made some. They have made some strenuance around everybody calling it CBD, and then it's got all these other things in it. If you want the pure CBD, you want to make sure you do your homework on that.
I heard mushrooms are now a big thing, too.
Be careful. That's all I can say.
She said be careful.
You don't want to visit and revisit spirits and bring out, you know what I'm saying? You be careful. You be guided.
Well, I got some mushroom gummies, and I will say, I go straight to sleep every time. So I don't know what that means, but I go straight to sleep.
See, I don't need to sleep anymore than I already do. But I will say this.
What do you do, honey?
Well, the exercising is really kicking in. It's doing that. The fasting, I'm eating less meat and more veggies and more greens, the smoothies. Mm-hmm. But personally, I do the same thing. I try not to reach for my phone. It's the first thing I do unless I'm expecting some money. Right. I try not to look at my phone. I make sure that it is plugged away from me. That means I physically have to get out of my bed. And if I have bypassed my feet hitting the floor and I don't say thank you, Lord, for waking me up today to get to the phone, then I'm already on the wrong track. So I don't have the phone on my bed, which is not a recommended thing anyway, guys.
Right, it's not. I
put the phone away from me and let it charge during the night. Turn that thing off because you need to let the phone recharge as well. And then, so that's how I get down. I start my day in that same respect. And then I just tell myself during the day, you got this, girl.
Yeah,
you can do this.
You
focus.
Gotta reaffirm to yourself all the time.
You do.
And make sure you're telling yourself every day that you love yourself. That was one of my biggest points that helped me along the way, is I would literally out loud say to myself, Jezzi, I love you. I don't need nobody else to tell me that. I just say, Jezzi, I love you.
Well, I'm going to say on air to all the listeners, Icarice, Irene, Beverly, Santa, all of the listeners.
Yes.
My girl, Jezzi, I love you.
I love you too.
I love you. Too. We love you. We come here excited to bring you information and to talk with you because we love you.
Yes.
Okay? We really do. We love what we do.
Yes.
And we love people. So we want to make sure that you get some good information when you tune in.
Yes.
Every Thursday at 6 p.m., same place, same time, same station. Hot 702.5 FM. Now, let's tell the listeners real quick. We are going to be changing the name.
Yes, we are.
We struggled a little bit. We're going to keep the the concept, but we are getting rid of the let's.
Yeah, we're just going to get it together. We just going to get it together, people. We're going to get it together, and we still want guests on our show, and we want people to come forth and be a part of the party.
We want sponsors. We're looking at sponsorship.
And it's a benefit to you to be a sponsor, be a sponsor for us, because you can utilize this platform to promote your business and then use the content that you came on here to promote your business for your own social network site.
We got a plan, large and small. We can accommodate. You can have a commercial. We can shout you out. You can come on the show. So we are looking for sponsorship. We are going to be bringing up our sites. And I am going to start doing a little more of the dirty dining side. I was excited about it when it started. And now I think I'm going to do a little bit of investigative work.
Okay.
And visit some of the diners that have made the hit list.
Get your vest, girl, your bulletproof vest, girl.
Right.
Because these people out here crazy.
They are.
They're crazy.
But so we have one more show before the holidays. We're gonna pick it up and spruce it up a little bit next week.
Are we gonna look pretty next week?
We could do an ugly sweater, or we could do a colorful sweater or something. That'd be cool.
All right.
We certainly can. Y'all join us, okay?
Join us.
Grab you a glass of wine. And Ken is stuck on this damn cloud bread.
Right. What is it with you and this cloud bread?
He loved messing with you, too.
I know.
He said, we love you, Jazz.
Thank you,
especially
Ken.
when you make us cloud bread. We're going to try it. We got to try. I'm going to try it. I'm going to see what it do.
Well, I'm going to need you to bring some food in since I'm back. Anyway.
Same place, same time,
right.
Next week, 6 p.m., Hot 702.5 FM. We are going to be taking off the let's, and we're going to, in unison, say we're going to get it together.
Yes, get it together.
Together.
That's
Absolutely. What this show is about. We thank you guys for listening.
Sending peace, love, and light.
That's
prosperity and protection to you all.
Amen, amen. And good night.
And good night.